Okay, welcome. So today I want to offer a few reflections about the conversations that you're not having. So I've noticed over the years of working with ex-boarders and with myself and also with leaders is sometimes there are these conversations that we keep putting off. There are these things that we won't speak or we won't say. And today I just want to unpack some of that. Why is this? What are some of the consequences? And what are some of the things that we can do to start having these conversations? So, enjoy. So, in a week's time, Chris Brach and I are running our third workshop on leadership through the company Compassionate Leaders Global. And we're going to be talking about the conversations we're not having. So the first workshop was about pressure, about leadership under pressure, and how we often default back to our early conditioning. The second workshop was about self-sabotage, how often we will sabotage ourselves. And then the third workshop we're doing is just around the conversations. And what I've noticed over the years with conversations we're not having is, if I begin with where this started. So for those of us who went to boarding school, or those of us who had a challenging upbringing, often to speak up was dangerous. So I was talking to a client today, this idea that, it wasn't safe to speak up. Often, if you spoke up, you said, this guy's bullying me, what would happen? You get more bullying. Or if you told a teacher, then the teacher came down on the people. When the teacher went, you would, be sent to Coventry. You were ostracized. So we learned to not have these conversations. Another thing is our parents. We might have said to them, look, I'm having a struggle, or, and often what would happen is the parents would get upset. Oh, you're upsetting me. Or you're making your mother angry, or you're upsetting your mother. And so we learn to squash, to not say and to not speak up. Another reason is we might have spoken up, but nothing was actioned. We might have written home. Or I've heard of people who did write home, but then they were, as I've shared in one of the podcasts, they were then edited by the teachers. Oh, no, you can't say that. Write it again. So, you could just put data down. I played cricket yesterday. I scored 10 runs or whatever it is. So it's just really important for us to see that the conversation, there is a reason. It often comes back to early conditioning. So what I was saying with the client today is it's not to beat ourselves up. That if we're not having conversations now, it's not to say, oh, well, I should be having these conversations. No, it's our nervous systems which are it's dangerous to have conversations like this. And I'll often say this to a client, this idea of the iceberg. It's just a conversation. It's just a piece of ice on the surface. But because we've had so many instances where conversations have been shut down, people have got angry, it feels so weighty, so that we just go, whoa, I can't have important conversations. And from a work perspective, this might be putting a boundary down with someone. This might be, saying something like, I don't know, your work needs to change or something. It's like we struggle to have and to speak. And one of the things I've really reflected on through the work of the Mankind Project and men's work is things like I statements. If you have a clean language to take responsibility rather than projection and saying it's you're this, and it's come back. Oh, what's that within me? Oh, I'm feeling triggered here, And that's something I've really loved with the Mankind Project is there's space for us to have that dialogue going. We do this in Compassionate Leaders. It's like, this not me, it's me. I'm not saying you're doing it. This is what's coming up for me. It might be fear or anger or whatever. It's like to own that. And I think that's really important for us to do. So what's the consequence when we don't have these conversations? So one of the things I've noticed, and this kind of comes back to boundaries that I spoke about a few weeks ago, is we keep letting people say things, or we don't speak up, we don't have the conversation. We kind of feel squash, and it builds and it builds, and then suddenly, boom, we explode. Ah! We get angry, and then it takes us ages to put the fire out. And actually, it's learning the middle way, to just have a calm conversation, and it's to be kind. It's like, yeah, and if we do feel triggered, we do feel that anger, don't say anything. Wait till you've calmed down. It's like, maybe there's some fear there. I can feel that within myself when some people challenge me or say hurtful things. It's like to notice, oh yeah, that's within me. And kind of coming back to compassion that, okay, that person said that thing. It's like, oh, I sometimes say hurtful things, maybe to myself. So it's like having that compassion and empathy. So this is, just some ideas. It's like, when we're having these conversations that we've not had for a long time, it's just find a middle way. Find a time when you're calm. And it might be when you have that calm conversation and you speak up or you put a boundary down, the other person might get really angry. What we often try and do is then overcompensate. We try and go, oh, sorry. And our work is just to, stay kind. But, not people please. I think I see this a lot as ex-boarders or people who've been through traumas, like people pleasing. It's going from one extreme to another. But, oh, I'm so sorry I did that. And actually, sometimes it's for us just to have that conversation. I've had some quite difficult conversations over the last few months, with my family, with other people, and it's like, it feels a lot cleaner. Yes, they might be upset, and that's okay. That's okay. And, so yeah, just some reflections there. And if this resonates, I just invite you to let me know. So this workshop will happen this Thursday night, the 25th. So it's a week's time, 8 days time, 6:30 till 7:45. And it's more workshops. So there'll be a chance to write things down, to connect in. What's one conversation that I really need to have that I'm putting off? And one of the things I've noticed over the years, it's like the nervous system. Because of like the iceberg, all of that time that we've had a conversation and we've been either shamed, or it's like, it can be quite frightening, certainly for me, to have a conversation. And so it's to settle our nervous system down, and it might be to tap. It might be to do the havening, just stroking the outsides of the arms, the face, letting our nervous system settle. And then from that place, then we can have the conversation. So yeah, last time we had 77 people registered for the workshop. It's free. And, even if you can't make it, you can still get sent the recordings, the slides, the workbook. And we got to 77. Our limit is 100. So if you do want to come, I would invite you to book it earlier rather than later, So yeah, if this resonates, you're like, oh yeah, I've really been putting off having conversation, please do leave a comment and let me know. Okay, thanks so much for listening. Take care.